Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, the world champ himself, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for Sam LaRue, a.k.a. Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game from the world champ himself. Give it up for Christopher Duarte, Parasite. We got the one and only, the multi-world champion, the multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty space, Patrick Price Aches. And then, of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Gentlemen, what is going on, man? 3 matches today. It went by fairly quick. We had some bangers today, guys. We had some bangers. Good set of matches today. We're going to go over all of these. We'll go through each and every one of you one by one, see how you guys are doing. Sam, you're looking absolutely phenomenal with that mustache as always. How you feeling, brother?
Thanks, man. I'm doing great. I watched Rocket League today. I watched LAT hopefully solidify a champ spot. It was a great Friday.
Hell
no
yeah,
complaints.
man. Yeah, no, LA Thieves look good today. How was Rocket League looking over there, Sam? They're not as good as me. They're definitely not as good as me. That's for
I
sure.
think they could be infinitely better than you.
Okay.
I actually don't think it's even comparable.
Okay.
But you're nice on the pitch, Tom.
So I'm
I'll gas you.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much. Duarte, I see you got, what is that? Is that a new paint? What is that in the background? Is that new, Duarte? You got some lights and
it's
shit?
just different background.
Oh.
I switched my camera angle.
Oh, you switched your angle up.
He went to a
Switch my
rave and
angle
stole the
up.
set.
Nah, for real, bro. I thought you were
stole
at,
the lights off the
at like a
stage.
different location or something, bro. So did you change your whole setup, or is it just the camera?
Just the camera angle, but everything else is pretty much the same. I'm doing good though. I mean, Elden Ring DLC came out, so I've been playing that. That game is amazing. I think Kai's doing a fucking marathon. He popularized it. Game is really fun, and that's kind of where I've been at. Same old though.
Or were you getting that last final game? You got double XP going on over there on X Define or something? Were you finishing up your last game or something great? What's going on over there?
Yeah, I was putting down. I was trying to like quit the game while you started the intro, and it wouldn't quit the game because my fucking whole PC was frozen. But I'm good.
Okay, good. It's phenomenal. It's always good
That
to hear
last
from
arena
Chris.
occupy.
Gotta get the last one in. Gotta get the last map out. Benjay, how you doing, brother? Any golf?
I played earlier this week and shot 80, so that was pretty good.
That's nice, Ben. That's good. How you been, Ben?
I've been able to not too good. I mean, as you guys can hear from the last show, my voice is still fucked up.
Still a little fucked up. You didn't sound like this during the watch party, though.
Yeah, it goes in and out.
Did you smoke some papaya before the show
No.
today, Benjay?
No, I can't. My doctor said I can't drink alcohol. I can't drink carbonated beverages. Can't smoke papaya.
Wait, hold on. How sick are you? You're about to be staying at my place for a week. How fucking sick are you, bro?
The sick is that I have laryngitis, so
What?
my vocal cords are inflamed.
You
Yeah.
got what-itis?
You got laryngitis? What is it?
Where?
Is that? Can you give me? Is that what's the word I'm
Isn't
looking
that
for?
serious last name?
Contagious.
Is that
It's not-
contagious?
it's
Thank you,
not-
Sam.
It's not
Gotcha.
contagious. It's not-
Yeah, okay. Not contagious, fucking asshole. And of course, we got the one and only. Well, Ben, I do hope you feel better though, Ben. And maybe we'll get some hot tea or something. You know what I'm saying? But you
Well,
know
I
the
just want
rules,
my voice
bro.
to come back. That's
No,
what
you
I
know the
want.
rules,
So
though.
if you-
Socks on,
If you
though.
can fucking pray for that, I'd
No
appreciate
bare
it.
butt cheeks on the couch.
No
rule number
bare
one.
butt cheeks on the couch, socks on at all times. Okay, I don't want no problems. Patrick Price, a.k.a. the Slayer. What's going on, Pat? How you doing? You're muted, Pat. You're
we're
muted,
muted.
man. You're
It's all
touching
good. It's all good, guys. Because even when I'm muted, I sound better than Ben. How you guys doing? I'm doing good.
Oh, man. I'm doing good, Pat. I'm doing
Doing
great,
good.
man. I'm doing great. How's everything with you, man? How's work? How's Actifine? How's everything going?
Everything's good. Everything's good. I'm moving, Tom. I'm moving. Monday. So I'll kind of wrap up the flank reverse sweep on Sunday. Pack up the computer stuff, and then I'm out.
Nice.
And then yeah, I mean, Optic's worst nightmare is coming home. But yeah,
Hey,
I'm good, Tom. Good.
You excited, Pat? You excited for the move? It's probably exciting.
Yeah.
You're moving to Dallas. Dallas is nice, man. Dallas is a vibe.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back in Dallas. Obviously, I've been back in North Carolina for a little while, so yeah, kind of get back into the real world, so to speak.
Hell yeah. Yeah, 100%,
You know, I'm from a small town here in North Carolina, and even when Sam visits, he didn't ask for my permission. So you know, it's kind of crazy.
Sam, you didn't check in with Pat.
Hell
That
no.
was
Oh,
crazy.
shit.
I walked straight into his crib and opened the fridge.
Nah, that's
So
crazy.
good, cause Tom, he's got an X Defiant account, and it might be level 1. So we'll see though. We'll see.
You're
But,
D-ranking him? I like that. D-rank his ass.
Yeah.
D-rank his ass, bro.
Yeah.
Let's hop into these matches from today. We had 3 matches today. They were very good matches. A few of them going down to a last and final map. Actually, it was all of them but one, right? Two of them went to a
First
map.
two.
Went to a map 5. We're gonna hop in, talk about them. take a look at the standings. Take a look at the matches for tomorrow. We were talking about doing an awards ceremony with maybe Breaking Point. We might take a look here at some of the categories and maybe give our thoughts on some of that as well. And then tomorrow we have more guested tweets for you. And then on Sunday, I figured we can build a bracket. So got a lot planned for the weekend. This is the last weekend of online matches, guys. So that's it. After this weekend, there is no more online matches in Call of Duty. Man, next time you'll see an online match is when the next game comes out, the next season. Yep, and Treyarch is hopefully in our corner here, going crazy. But let's tune on in. Let's switch on over. And let's talk about the first series of the day. We got the Miami Heretics going up against the Seattle Surge. This one goes all the way down to a map number 5. The fourth map was crazy on the Vista. I thought for a second Miami was going to take the 3-1 victory. They almost closed it out with an insane comeback, but Seattle was able to close it out at the last second, take it to a map 5, where ultimately Miami with a pretty comfortable win there in the map 5. Really just closing it out, just looking really good there. Scroll down, take a look. Oh, Jesus, a jump scare. Be careful, because it's the Seattle Surge. They got absolutely smoked today. It is a red carpet across the board, top to bottom. On the other side, you got a 1.26 from Metals. We've been talking about Metals, bro. He started off the year good. There was a period of time where he was kind of slumping, and we were waiting for this guy to get back on his bullshit. 20,000 plus damage today in his series with a 1.26.
Tom. He was
Not today.
Pooped on.
He was getting pooped on for a little bit. He was getting pooped on.
He's been back since the last major. He's been playing so much better.
Yeah, and there it is. It's the MVP, 17 out of 24 votes. Great job coming in from Metals. Even from the rest of the team, Real, Lucky, and Vickle all pulling their weight, both in the KD, kills, and damage department. Let's go down the list here. Benjay, we'll start with you. What did you think about the series today? We had Seattle going up against Miami.
It was a pretty interesting one. Seattle took first map, Miami took first map against Seattle, and I was like, okay, maybe they might run this early because Seattle's been a little bit up and down search, but then a really gritty invasion S&D that Seattle was able to make some good plays. Went back and forth from there, and then last map, Miami and Karachi, and they've looked really good. This map now, first split and a half, copped the dub, and I think this is sort of what I kind of expect in this series, which is Miami's a team in better form. Seattle, yes, their time in respawn, they look pretty good. People are starting to get used to their play style and how to kind of counteract it. And subsequently, Miami, with this win, probably have locked in their champ spot.
Yeah, no, this was a really big win. I mean, to be fair, all these wins for these teams are super important, right? It's coming down to the last weekend. They need to get their 10 points in. So just every win here is going to be big. But Sam, what did you think about the series? Miami going up against Seattle. I personally thought Miami had the edge today. You could just see it in the gameplay. They were the better team. What did you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think Lucky's post-game kind of said everything. They got the map set that they wanted, and they knew they kind of backed Seattle into a corner in the S&Ds. They knew they could force a favorable map 5 or 2, or they just knew that they had the upper hand in the vetoes. I was super impressed with Metals. You already touched on it, but he's been actually frying for their last couple games. And I think Ben was the one that told me a interesting stat. I don't want to steal it from you, Ben, if you want to go ahead. But
no, go ahead.
How many games in a row is it now? They're 10 or 11, right? That Miami have won against non-top 4 teams. They've only lost to the top 4 in their last 17 series or something.
They haven't lost.
Really?
The last time they lost to a top 4 team was Carolina when they knocked them out of Major 2. Since
Miami has not lost to a bottom 8 team since then.
That's a crazy stat. That is actually a crazy stat there.
Yeah. So I mean, their S&D is not to be fucked with. These guys have put some serious time in the mode, and they have I would say 3 maps where they look genuinely lights out on. And I think Seattle's just starting to get figured out in the respawn a little bit. We've been kind of viewing them as that 8's chaos style team, and I think if teams really hyper focus on tracking names and keeping the map relatively simple, I think the Seattle team kind of gets exposed a little bit.
Yeah.
Troy made a good point. They actually didn't. I'm actually wrong. They actually lost 1.
Oh, you tweaked on me. Nice job, Ben. Now I look like a moron.
No, but it was a couple. It was literally 2 weeks after that series.
Way to go, Sam. You're giving false stats.
Now Ben's making me look like an asshole. Great.
Since then, they've lost 8. They've won 8 straight against the bottom, which is pretty good.
That's crazy. So that's still good. But they did lose to LA Thieves, which, to be fair, they look good as well.
I mean, there's not much you can do, right, guys?
Yeah, we'll
there's
get
not
to the
really
Thieves.
much you can do.
We'll get to them. But
I agree with your point, Sam. I think Seattle's S&D we've talked about is not where it was at the beginning of the stage. They have to respect Miami really good at high-rise S&D, and subsequently they've got some other bread and butters now. And to your point about Seattle, yeah, they've got some hardpoint maps that they're very good at, but And the other ones, people kind of know how to sort of counter them. And if you get them off of Vista, you've got a good chance. And that's where you had in the series.
Yeah, Duarte, what did you think about the series, man? Miami, Seattle went down to a last map. What are your thoughts?
Well, this is probably the most 50-50 series I've watched in a while in terms of like just how each team looked. The biggest difference was that final S&D, but that's obviously because you guys said it. They pretty much backed them into a corner with their S&Ds because you have to like respect that high rise, but they can also play 6-star, but they can just veto 6-star because they know that Seattle's good at it. So that's why you kind of end up with this like Karachi invasion choices, and their Karachi's always been good. So they got that guaranteed map 5, and they even could have won that second map potentially. But yeah, I mean, this is a good series out of Miami. They needed this. Metals played lights out. They all played pretty damn good. As for the Seattle camp, yeah, I think you guys are hit the nail on the head. I think people are starting to kind of figure out their respawn game, especially on like maps like Vista, where the maps are getting a little bit closer because people are kind of matching their pace now. Because if you look at that series, like this is the most Rio Vista series I've ever seen. Everyone has like 200 engagements. It's actually fucking insane.
Yeah.
Go down to the stats one more time.
Yep. Here it is, Slayer. Got everything here. It's the overview.
Yeah.
You got 3 players from Miami with 100+ engagements, and then everybody else
111
is in
and
the 90s.
102 is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Ridiculous.
Headbutting.
It makes sense when you see the maps. Makes sense. But
Yeah.
Pat, what did you think about the series? Pat, Miami, Seattle, last map was a good one. What did you think?
I mean, I was wrong. I was wrong, Tom. I had Seattle win this one. They let me down. The nuke let me down.
That's crazy.
It was a good series though. It was close. And I think this kind of, I mean, what are these? These are basically our solidified 5th, 6th at the moment. You would say.
As of right now,
These are 5 points off. But yeah, probably.
But
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
would
like
say-
power ranking wise, I would say 5,
Yeah.
6.
Yeah,
5th, 6th.
yeah, I'd probably say 5th, 6th. I'd probably say 5th, 6th.
I mean,
Let's be honest, Pat. You could be honest.
I just don't have faith. Like, I don't want to sound like a dick, guys. I really don't. I mean, you guys know me. I'm a very genuine person. I just don't want to sound like a dick and say like that I'm writing these guys off. Because even though they're the 5th, 6th, like I just don't think they have a chance at breaking the top 4.
One thing people have been saying, Pat, in post game interviews. I saw Dylan has talked about it, Attach, and Dan Ghosty was saying it today. But a lot of them feel like they're right there, that they're close to the top 4, and that they feel like it's just little mistakes that are holding them back, and that's what they think the top 4 teams do better.
Do
you agree with that take, Pat, or no? Do you agree with that?
I think I'd word it like this. I don't disagree with the take, Tom, but delusions are running all-time high in the world right now. And, I think we could kind of blame a little bit of that on what they're saying in their post-game interviews. I'm sure they feel that way, Tom. I'm sure their scrims might reflect that way. But from everything that I see and hear, the top 4 teams hardly even try against everyone else. Like they almost hate scrimming them at points.
They do hate scrimming them. They don't almost hate scrimming them.
I'm sure they feel they're close, but I just feel like when it gets to land, Tom, when the money, the real money's on the line, it's a different story. Like it really is just a different story. And I want it to be close. Don't get me wrong. You guys know I was one of the people that have been bitching about the 4-team league for forever. I wish it wasn't. I'm just still not convinced. Even though these teams are getting better and the 5th, 6th are closer, and these guys are obviously playing each other close, I'm just not convinced that it's gonna mean anything in the long run. My personal opinion, though, Tom.
I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with these guys moving forward. Ben, do you know who plays who moving next? Like, who does Miami play? Who does Seattle play? Or are they some teams might be done here soon.
So Miami's got FaZe coming up, and that's actually first match tomorrow.
Oof.
So if Miami win that, they'll have a top seed. If not, they get 4 and 3 this stage, and probably gets them 4th or 5th place seed, depending on how things shake out. For Seattle, their final match is against LAG, so I expect them to win, and they'll be on the 4 and 3 spot to finish this stage. And both teams will be on 160, 170, and likely have secured their champ spots and done enough at this point, barring some insane fucking run by someone else.
Yeah. And then I would say this, in my opinion, with the series, it probably could have been a 3-1. I think Miami could have won that last and final map. The 4th map. I think the last hard point, I felt like Miami had that in the bag, and they kind of threw it away at the end there. They almost pulled off a crazy comeback. It's kind of just like those traps on Vista. Like you can really put teams in a blender on Vista. To be fair, like you could definitely. But the P1 to P2 chain, and then even the P3 to P4 can really get people. So Miami, they look like the better team. I think they deserved the win today. Probably could have been a 3-1, but they get the job done 3-2. Anybody have any other final thoughts on the series or any upcoming matches that they're playing? I think Miami plays FaZe, and then who's Seattle play, Ben? Who are they playing?
LAG, I just said 2 minutes ago. Like, what?
Oh, sorry, my bad. I was just, I'm doing a bunch of stuff here. I'm a little distracted. That's on me. But yeah, any final thoughts, guys, before we move on to the next one?
Not really.
All right, let's move on to the next series of the day. We have Atlanta FaZe going up against Toronto Ultra. This one goes all the way down to a map 5 as well. We have 2 of the top 4 teams going at it. We also know there's some storylines in this one. Got some shit talk on a timeline after this as well. We know the battle here between Draza and Scrap, right? Like we know these guys don't like each other, and it's always just a good storyline when it goes into this matchup. This one goes all the way down to a last map of 6-star S&D, where Toronto was able to win 6-4. It was a good play from them. We'll scroll down, take a look here at the stat sheet. 3 players negative, almost a red carpet for Atlanta FaZe. We'll play the music anyway. It's a Beezy who's saving them.
Too often.
You do not hear that sound too often when it comes to Atlanta FaZe, man. Abizi, the only one positive in today's series with a 1.1. Everybody else just struggling here in the negative department. I think Simp definitely struggled today for just, we know the ceiling that this guy can play at. We know this guy's potential. We know what he's been doing all year. So I think for him, it was an off series. And then the other side, you can see everybody across the board. Despite maybe Envoy, but the rest of them, they played well today, man. They played well. They came out to play. I thought Kleenex had a great series. Just the way Kleenex is able to move around the map, he's just so annoying to play against. I just feel like he pushes pace and he helps people around him succeed. And then of course you had Scrap. Scrap was unreal today, bro. He was unreal. He was showing out. He's able to break kills by himself and find kills. And he does so much for this team. He's just like a kind of a powerhouse behind him, especially in the damage department. He's been really, really good for these guys. We'll scroll down and take a look at the MVP. It was Kleenex for today, 34 out of 38 votes. Yeah, I agree with this. He was insane today. He was crazy. We'll go from the top up. Pat, we'll start with you. Pat, did you go with Toronto in this one, Pat?
Of course.
Let's go, Pat.
Of
All
course.
right, Pat. What are your immediate thoughts after this one, Pat? Toronto get the W here today against Atlanta FaZe. They're both 5-1.
I'm not surprised, Tom. It's just that time of the year. It's champs time. These are my 2024 world champions. They look good. They look good, Tom. I can't lie. If we're gonna get this performance out of the tissue, it's gonna be an issue for the whole league, Tom. The whole league. Obviously Atlanta didn't play their best ball today. But Toronto looked good. And I personally, Tom, I'm all confidence for my pick for 2024 world champs. Never a doubt.
You think they're catching form again, Pat? You think they're catching form?
Yes, it's the right time, Tom. It's the right time. They peaked early, had some over performances from a couple players, but now they're heating back up. They're getting ready, getting in final form for COD champs, Tom. And I got them winning it all. Like I said, I've had them since day one.
What do you think has been the biggest difference, Pat? Why do you think they were slumping? Why do you think they're hitting form? Is there something that you think they've been doing better? Do you think they've adapted?
I think we should defer this one to Chris, Tom, because I think Chris might have a theory. That headshot multiplier, right, Chris?
Yeah, it's honestly funny enough, it's the first stage did have it, and Toronto did win, and they looked really good, and they look really good still, but that's not it. I will say that Kleenex has been way more consistent, and I think Jamie Insight this stage has been playing a lot better. I was even saying how that guy's failed to develop as a player for the years, where he's basically got away with playing with the same play style, but he's been playing really well for this team. Scrap obviously continues to shine. Envoy's had his moments, but Envoy always makes great impact plays, and Kleenex has been playing consistently. So my thing is just Jamie Insight mainly. He's just been playing better. On the FaZe side, yeah, Simp just probably had honestly his worst series of the year online.
I think this is his worst series of the year.
This might actually be his worst series in terms of his individual performance, which is kind of insane because I feel like it's still an okay series out of him. But yeah, he didn't play too well. FaZe ended up getting propane tanked. That's kind of unfortunate considering that was supposed to be patched.
We're gonna pull
and
that
it wasn't
up.
patched.
Well, it was patched. They're not playing on the updated one.
Oh, is it? Well, that's a shame. I don't really know why they're not.
It's something involving smokes. I don't know what it is, but they're not playing on the super nerfed propane tanks.
That's a joke.
Reason.
That is insane. No, that is insane. But go ahead, Chris. What are you saying?
I was gonna say that's a joke. The
Yeah.
fact that that's just not fixed in the esports build because they're just hesitant on fixing another issue. Like, why can't we get an esports build that's good and consistent and actually has the fixes that the players need?
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. The propane tank was definitely cheesy because it was a good map as well. We were in an overtime, and it kind of just went to shit pretty fast. But Benjay, what did you think about the series, Ben? What are your thoughts?
It was a very interesting map set. FaZe picking subbase and then winning said subbase is pretty interesting. I think for FaZe, in particular in this series, one takeaway I have is they just got to do a better job of starting in this series. We're talking about it on the watch party. I know they picked Team B a lot. We're getting to the point of the year where, especially against good teams, they're going to win their hardpoint map pick. But so far, the split they've lost first map to Toronto, Thieves, Carolina, and New York. The only two first maps they won were close subbase against LAG and Boston. We don't really count the Boston series. So they got to figure out to start a little bit better in these series. The S&D was good, but I think Toronto's 6-star is really, really good. So FaZe have kind of a tough time now in this matchup. But you think about how it's shaken out, but then maybe dipping away from Karachi, you still can't figure out the 6-star S&D in the matchup. It's really come down to them winning the control, and they were unable to do so today, to your point.
Can I ask a quick question, Ben? And this is unrelated. Well, it's not unrelated, but did you used to run a FaZe parody account? Remember those parody accounts? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Wait, you guys know what I'm talking about? Those parody accounts?
I know the parody
the fan accounts.
Are you talking about the music accounts?
I don't think they were music accounts. It was like the little parody. They'd make like the little.
I get what you're talking
Ben,
about.
did you have a FaZe one? A FaZe parody account?
No.
How about you put a parody's nuts in your mouth?
Yeah, real mature.
Oh man, to go on, Pat.
Yeah,
to go on.
it's gonna be really funny when once again Toronto just absolutely tosses the grand finals. Pat says, "Oh, they weren't the 2024 grand CDL champions." I said 2025, just like you said 2023 and 2022. I think for Toronto is I think they're playing great, but just like the same criticism we had about FaZe last stage, it's gonna come down to them playing this way on the weekend. If they continue to do it, their hard point right now is fucking incredible. They continue to play this way in respawn. I think
Heretics is crazy.
No, that is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Heretics is crazy.
LaRue, we'll go to you, Sam. Atlanta FaZe, Toronto Ultra was a good series here. What did you think about the series, man? Let's switch back on over here.
It went the opposite of how I thought it was going to go. Not in terms of results, but who was winning what map. Propane definitely came in clutch for that high rise control.
Yeah.
And the sub base was, 2 and 3 or 3 and 4, kind of flip flopped. But to Chris's point, I just want to talk about Insight, man. I think that he's definitely turned the corner for the last couple of series for these guys. He's been fucking lights out. Obviously, Toby and Scrap have been insane the whole year. So it's good to see Jamie and Dill start to play a little bit better because I think that they're definitely the X factors because you know what you're going to get from Scrap and Toby. It's just the epitome of consistency there. But the S&D was really good. The 6-star, I think they got 9 first bloods or something crazy. So it was good ice out of Toronto. They've usually fall to FaZe online. So it's good to see them get over that hurdle. But I think these are my 2 grand finalists for Major 4. I don't know about how you guys feel about it, but it was good to get a little bit of hopefully things to come for next weekend.
I feel like an S&D like the Abizi Kleenex is always a good matchup to see.
Dude, the Karachi was insane. I think either Toby or Abe was involved in every single first blood.
Yeah.
For the Karachi.
It's fun to watch because they're both so aggressive and they both try and push pace on the map. So it's just the back and forth there is cool.
Based on online results, I feel like these 2 teams should be in grand finals, but I don't know why. The way New York has been playing, I feel like New York is good, but they're just all their series are the same. So it's hard to gauge how dominant they are because they're all their series are close. But I don't know. I think New York's S&D, how good it is, they got a chance, bro. I think all the top 4 teams outside of Optic who's had that insane fall
We've
off
been
in
talking
terms of
about
the
New York
performance
S&D for 4 majors, and they've been the same team for 4 majors. I don't care.
We've been talking about that for a minute.
Kismet goes for the best S&D player online to the literal statistical worst on land, and until that changes, I'm not picking them.
But they also they also just go map 5. They went map 5 at the major against Beige?
It's just not consistent because if we want to talk about Atlanta S&D, New York's basically a 500 team on LAN S&D. in the last 2 splits, they've been a 500 S&D team. So that like dominant search firm they had in like say stage 2 or like stage 1, like that doesn't reflect how they're playing right now. I agree with Sam. For me right now, if I had to put a gun to my head, I'm gonna say Toronto FaZe.
Yeah, for
Grand
sure.
Final Major 4.
Yeah, I definitely think they look like the 2 strongest teams right now. But I mean, anything can happen.
Any given Sunday, who knows?
I don't know, Ben. There's gonna be no fans, Ben. You think that's gonna have an impact, Benjay? Do you think that's gonna have an impact?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just comes down as always to with these teams. I'm not really worried about.
I just remember that one take you had. Remember we were at the
The
event.
intro hypes you up,
Yeah.
bro.
No, he said
Ben
something
lets
about
you
it.
win.
Is this going to be the Dunk on Ben podcast? Like, is that where it's
Ah, shut up.
Yeah, is that what
Benjay,
we're just
come
doing right
on,
That's
Benjay.
what it's feeling like.
Come
the last 2 minutes. It's all
on,
good.
dug at these balls. All right, let's keep it going.
Fucking bitch.
All right, let's keep it going here. Any other final thoughts? I did want to say, what do you guys think about? What do you think what happened to FaZe today? I mean, I know it was an off series from Simp, but what do you think happened to them today? Do you think they?
Nothing. They went map 5 against one of the other better teams in the league. Yeah, they had nothing. It's a good game out of both teams.
you could sit here and say the way that control was going when BZ cleared the point that if that shit didn't blow up, they probably win that round 5. And then hypothetically, if they played it sub-base the same way, they win 3-1. I think Toronto could probably argue maybe they could have won that round 11. It's a 3-0. I don't know. I think this is one of those like series where both teams were like, there's good takeaways, there's negative takeaways. It was good practice. We expect ourselves to be in the mix on Saturday and Sunday, and that's really going to determine what happens here.
Outside of like the actual, outside of like the specific results, points, and stuff like that, this is like ideally how you would expect series by both of these teams to go LAN or online, regardless. Like,
Yeah.
when you have these 2 of the best teams, yeah, FaZe definitely probably didn't play their best, but you could also say that like Toronto could have played their like best. Like, who knows? Map 5. It is what it is.
Yeah. Here's the clip from the control. This is where everybody got blown up here. Just in case you did want to see it, we were in an overtime on control. FaZe had the defense, and then somewhere here, boom, Celium, the propane tank blows the fuck up. Draza, Abizi, and MC die, but because MC got 2 of those kills from the propane, he doesn't spawn up for what, like 15 seconds here, right?
Yeah.
10 seconds, 15 seconds?
Yeah, he gets like a suicide penalty plus the team kills. I'm surprised it took this long for this to happen.
Yeah, no,
I mean, we're in Major 4 quals. I thought it would have happened way before. Because do you guys remember on Twitter, Clay that tweeted a scrim thing where he couldn't spawn in for the rest of the round or something like that?
Yeah,
You guys remember that?
This has been a thing for
I
a
do remember
while.
It's
Even
crazy, but
challengers have talked about it.
The
I don't
round
know
was
why
gone by the time MC spawned in.
It's never been addressed. Like this should not be a thing, bro. Especially with propane tanks.
Yeah, I mean, this is
crazy. Listen, at the end of the day, like this is one of those situations where you don't want to turn off suicide penalty on every map, but like in this situation, the league needs to have the tools to be able to have like a specific rule set to deal with this problem on this map, and it's addressed via memo to the teams of, hey, we're gonna have no suicide penalty on this map just so like this shit doesn't happen. But obviously, they're unable to do that. And I think it's fucking laughable, and hopefully something they can address like next year.
Not even the suicide penalty, but look at where they were when they died. Look at where MC is, and look at where Draws. Look at where they are. MC is still in the window. He's still in their base. He's still in the spawn in the base.
That's why I think he got reflective and then he died.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's probably he probably just died because of the double team kill, right?
My problem is number 2 standing behind the barrel, and he's perfectly fine. Like the directional part of it is also so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, then we've seen that punish multiple people, but yeah, this shouldn't be happening in a real match. I know that on the most recent patch, what they're not playing on, ideally this shouldn't happen. Obviously, doing this because of the smoke issue. I don't know. Just like a lot of things, it's been a mess with the mismatch on the patches and lack of transparency in the situations to prevent this. Hopefully, they get more tools next year to, cover these edge cases.
Whatever happened to
last thought. Imagine this had happened at champs, like in a round, bro. Like round fucking like map 6 is control.
Yeah.
Imagine a team is making a comeback in a series, and they get screwed because of this.
Yeah.
In map 6, and a team wins $1 million because of it. Like,
yeah, that's actually crazy.
Give me a break.
If that happens, all hell's gonna break loose. Hopefully that doesn't happen because that would suck. But yeah, it would be nice if they fixed the game. What I was gonna ask is, whatever happened to what's it called when you can build maps in game? Forge mode? Is it called Forge mode?
Forge in Halo,
Wasn't that rumored about being in COD for this
Yeah,
season?
map editor. It was a
Right.
map editor.
So what the
where you
fuck
can-
happened to the map editors here? I thought that was a thing, and it never pulled up. It never happened.
Was that
Nope.
this year or last year?
I don't know. Was it this year or last
Nope,
year?
it was
Regardless,
this year.
we've never had it in COD. It's never been in COD. They keep
Was it-
talking
was
about
it-
it, but it's not there.
Was it announced by, or was it like a rumored like?
No, it was a
Um,
rumor. It was a leak
yeah.
type thing.
So it may have just been. Yeah, I mean, they laid off a lot of people. They probably know development.
Oh no, I'm saying leak aside though, whether it's a leak or not, why don't they put that into the game? I feel like that would be really cool if you kind of open up that lane where people can design maps, right? Like if people, I know Fortnite does, and it works really well, right? They have like the people that can create maps, and then they have like a whole leaderboard for it, and
I think,
you can open them up to the public, and people can play them.
I think it would work really well if we were a title that we played a game for multiple years, because then by the time you get in the second year, you can really shuffle in those like custom maps.
Mhm.
But in a 1 year kind of cycle that we have, the real window, because that's not a tool that's likely going to be on launch. They're going to add it season 1, season 2. You really only get one crack at like adding those maps into the pool and testing them. And we already have tight windows test stuff. So I think it would be great for like community stuff. I just don't see practically in a 1 year cycle how you can make it work.
Yeah, Gersh said it was
Unless
a
the
rumor
tool is
last
on
year.
launch.
Gersh said it was a rumor last year because people thought they'd integrate Steam community tools or Stream community tools. Sorry, it's going. I don't even know what he said. It zoomed up, but something along those lines. But yeah, I don't know. I still think that'd be really cool if they added that into COD one day. I think that'd be cool. I'm sure there's some problems with it, but I think it'd be cool to see just people be creative with it and like build their own shit and kind of just see where it goes. But yeah, that probably won't happen. But any other
Crazy
final?
though, it reminds me just how like truly ahead Halo was for its time.
Yeah.
Forge. I was
Yeah.
building racetracks and shit.
Yeah, no,
But,
it's
but
crazy.
you know, Pat, like to roll out a tool like that, like you might have that in the back end as a development tool to assist you, but to roll that out like publicly is like not easy. And
It's-
obviously
it's
they've
a
laid
lot
off
of
hella
work, yeah.
people.
But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, dude, Halo did that in like 2007, 2008.
I mean, Halo 3, right? Was first thing
Yeah.
that had it.
Like,
Yeah.
It's typical, honestly.
Any other final thoughts, guys, on Atlanta FaZe versus Toronto Ultra? It was a good series. Went all the way down to the wire, pretty back and forth. Any other thoughts, guys?
Nope.
All righty. Let's move on to the last and final series of the day. We had the Las Vegas Legion going up against the Los Angeles Thieves. This one was a 3-1 victory for LA Thieves. This one ended fairly quickly after the first map, man. I mean, you take a look at maps 2, 3, and 4, and I mean, it wasn't even close. LA Thieves just
I
pretty
told
much.
y'all about them Thieves.
Yeah, the Thieves looked crazy today against Vegas. They opened things up at map 1, looked a little shaky. Vegas came out, beat them 250 to 135 in the Karachi. But then the S&D, the control, and the last hard point, I mean, it was 45 to 250 in favor of LA Thieves in the last hard point, 3-0 in the control. Then, of course, S&D was clinical in the second map. We'll scroll down and take a look at the stat sheet here. Basically, a red carpet here for the Las Vegas Legion. I think Nero had one map the first map where he just went fucking crazy. So good play from Nero, kept his team from the red carpet. But then on the other side, you had a 1.68 from Dan Ghosty today. Was he smoking that shit? Was he smoking that papaya?
Yeah, he was on that,
Before
he was on
today's
that
match.
high grade
Bro.
bullshit. He was on that high grade.
Yeah, nah, he's looking unbelievable right now. That's
Nah,
a
he
great
was-
series from him.
Are they playing in the compound right now? Because isn't Hunter T doing a,
they're
a
there today.
Fallout thing?
Yeah, they're there today.
Yeah, he might be drinking that ghoul radiation.
He
You
might
know what
be.
I'm talking about?
Here we go.
He was hotboxing in the bunker.
Y'all watch
Bro's
Fallout,
hovering
right?
above his body.
Great show, great games.
Yeah, I've watched Fallout. Everybody says I look like the main fucking character or some shit. Whatever.
Yeah,
that
you do kind of. Like
Do I
him, Tom.
slay? Do I look like him?
You're obviously not as short, but I mean, like you resemble him. You know.
Pat, I'm taller. Pat, I'm taller now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You're tall. You're like 6'4".
Be crazy. That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's go down the list. Sam, we'll start with you. These are your guys. Sam.
There we go.
These are your guys.
You done.
But Sam, today, I mean, your guys are popping off today, Sam. I mean, this is
Yeah, we're
good
good.
news. Sam, these guys are trying to get into champs. Big win
Yeah,
for
this
them
was a
today.
must win.
Yeah, how do you think?
This series was
How do you feel, bro?
I was shit myself after first map. I said, shit.
Mm.
Because it should have been like a 100-point club, to be honest with you. They got some consolation points at the end of the game. But after first map, I was a little worried. But they took care of business for the rest of the series, man. Their invasion hasn't, like, it used to be good, like, early year. They were, like, one of the teams that I really enjoyed watching play that map because I thought that they were innovating and like doing the right shit. And then it tapered off a little bit. But today they won like a really clinical offense to get a 3-0. The 6-star, Vegas got 48 points the last time they played it. They got 45 this time. I mean, I don't know why the fuck they're playing the team that made them change their roster on the map again. That was questionable. I would love to sit here and gas LAT, but I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Vegas. These guys beat Optic in New York and then lose to who, like LAG and LAT now at this point?
I mean, that makes no sense, bro.
Bro, what the fuck are we doing?
I can explain it to you.
What the fuck are we doing?
There is one map that Vegas has not played at all since it came out. They have banned Vista today, and as far as I can tell, they have not played it in a real. I'm sorry, they have played in a real match. They are 1-4 on the map. So
I would rather play a 1-4 than a map that made against the team that made me make a roster change.
This is what we talked. This is what we talked about, though. You and I have talked about this issue before. It's like
40
if you have a small map pool, what are you more confident in? Getting their best map out and not being super confident in the map that you have, or playing a map that you're confident even though you know it's their best map. Like that is the trade-off that teams debate all the time, and
rarely do they make the right decision.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, they got outscored what 598 in 2 6-star hard points against LAT. Like,
Yeah,
are we how do we beat Optic in New York and then lose to like LAT in Vegas, like or LAT and LAG or whoever the other team was? Like, where's the like? This is the issue that we've had about this 5th best team shit all year. Not saying that Vegas was, but just like there's just no consistency. It's just like this team's really good for a couple matches and then they're shit. Like I don't know, but LAT looked really good today, man. I'm happy they won because I do genuinely think that this was a must-win series for their champs qualification because they have New York coming up next, and then obviously whatever they do at the major. But winning one LAN series up to this point is what had me a little apprehensive about their champs qualification. But this series definitely gives them a little bit of confidence because Dan Ghosty is him.
It gives them a cushion, is what it is. Is like if they go out to the LAN event and maybe win another series, like they still got a chance. But if they were to like lose out here in their online matches and then go to the fucking event again and maybe win a series, maybe not, like they're cooked. It's over.
Yeah.
So they needed the win.
Is it safe to say there's 4 teams fighting for that 8th spot now?
No, because Thieves play New York next. They can very plausibly lose that match. And they're on 155, so they really need to win one more. I honestly believe like between Carolina, Vegas, Minnesota, like one of them could get top 6. In the possible world.
We're not putting Minnesota top 6.
You're
probably not Minnesota, but Carolina or Vegas.
I don't even have Vegas because, bro, like losers won. It's really just going to depend on who draws who.
Yeah, I agree with that actually.
Well, then all it takes then is if Thieves don't win another series, Carolina gets top 6, and one of Vegas or Minnesota gets top 8, then suddenly they're tied with Thieves. All with the same amount of points.
That's what makes this series all that more important, though. Like this 10 points is like makes those situations not as bad.
I need to know
draw Carolina and take them out instantly.
I need to know what Carolina, Vegas, Minnesota, and LAG's last matches are because I know LAG plays Seattle. I don't know who the rest.
LAT plays New York.
Carolina plays Boston.
Okay, cooked.
Carolina has a free win.
Free win.
I don't know. Boston's got to step up eventually, man. They got to step up.
I'm not entertaining that.
Carolina free win. Who's Vegas play?
They play Rocker, which is actually
okay. So
Vegas, Minnesota is fucking
insane. They're gonna eliminate each other. Like whoever wins that.
Oh my god, that's actually wild.
Survives.
Yeah. Well, after the show Sunday, we're gonna see how it all plays out. And we're gonna build a bracket.
It doesn't necessarily eliminate each other. But it's a huge match because
I mean, it's basically gonna eliminate the loser.
Carolina. Well, no, because Carolina. Okay, I'm trying to explain this to you. You win a match at LAN, you get 15 points. So even if say Carolina,
but I'm saying
Boston
they're still gonna lose at LAN, bro. Is my point.
Bro, I think Carolina's gonna make it, bro.
What I'm trying to explain to you is like there is a world where a team like Carolina wins their last match online, wins 0 matches at LAN. Someone below them wins 1 LAN match, gets 15 points, and Carolina misses out on chance.
Yeah, there's also a world where I'm the Easter Bunny when I wake up tomorrow, bro. It's not happening. It's not.
Bro,
let's stay in reality.
Hold on, really quick.
If we have learned anything from this Bonami and COD outside of Boston, because that's the shit show. Anything else is possible. LA to get top 6 back to back two events.
Boston is the free. What seed do you need to get Boston loses round 1?
Do you know this shit? Like, how's this work? Because Boston's gonna be last seed, dead last.
Wow, Boston's actually going to gift someone champs.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what seed, Ben? You're
Bro,
good at
Boston's
this
gonna
shit.
upset somebody.
What
round
seed?
one.
Could you
They
imagine they
match
win the
against
series to
1-8,
knock
right?
someone out of
They
champs?
match
I mean,
against
it
could
1-8.
happen,
I don't
It's
know how it
1 and
works.
8. So there is a real world chance.
Actually,
Where-
I don't know that, Chris.
Wait,
100%.
no, there's a real world chance here where Ravens beats Boston now, gets winners bracket, plays the first seed, gets shit on,
I'll
goes
tell
into
you-
losers bracket, plays
Beats 'em
Boston
again.
I'll tell you
Boston
right now.
twice to make champs. I'm not even lying.
All right, so
That'd be
Boston,
insane.
if
That
you
would be
get
crazy.
if you get last seed, you become the second slot in elimination round 1. So they played the 4-5 seed. It's
Oh,
Boston.
never mind. Okay, 4 or 5 seed. Never mind. I was gonna
Yeah.
say there's because you said 1 and 8, so I was like, wait a minute.
So right,
There's
right
also
now-
something interesting
right
to
now,
think about from
4-5 is
today,
New York,
though.
Seattle.
Yeah, what's up, Sam?
So-
Sam,
okay,
what you
so
gonna say?
never mind.
So I don't remember what matchup it was, but one of the results today basically forces Optic to beat Toronto in order to not get losers bracket.
It was this one because they're
So because LAT won,
Yeah.
Optic have to beat Toronto, and if they don't, even if they beat Boston, they're gonna need 3 wins. If they obviously they'll only have 2 if they lose to Toronto. So
Mhm.
Optic is gonna draw somebody round 1 losers if they don't beat Toronto on Sunday.
Right.
Wait, hold on. That's actually cooked for
That's
for
crazy.
that's actually cooked for Carolina because Carolina would beat Boston today, and if can Carolina make winners?
go to the I need to visually show
you
this
guys,
here.
yeah,
So
exactly.
go to
Ben's
Call of
good at
Duty League,
this.
go to the Call of Duty League website, Tom, go to standings, and then go and click on Major 4.
All right.
Because I need to visually show you this because it's gonna get complicated, Chris.
Well,
The answer is yes, but
if they make winners, they'll probably be 8th, right?
the tiebreakers could be very complicated here. I need to show you visually.
I mean,
Why it's
my
complicated.
my thing. I get it's complicated, but in a hypothetical sense, a team like Carolina, they get 8th, they lose to FaZe or Toronto, whatever, and then Optics the first round of losers bracket for them.
That's possible. So
That would be
I'm trying to
AIDS.
explain to you why it's a little mixy right now. There are 8 teams that have 3 wins. Carolina plays Boston. You would assume that they're also going to get on 3 wins.
Yeah.
Optic wins 2 matches. They can also be on 3 wins. So there's 6 teams that could be potentially, I think, 3 and 4, because Vegas plays Minnesota, right? So that would theoretically. So like that's what I'm saying. Like there's a
Wait.
weird, insane tiebreaker situation that goes on here with a bunch of teams at the moment. So
Whoa, hold on. This
That's kinda
LA
wild.
wait, hold on. The LAG match
it's
against
massive, too.
Seattle is massive, not only because they get that extra point, those extra points,
It's
they potentially get the 5th seed, and then again, like you said, they would play Boston even if they lose their first round. So they would get double wins, which potentially like locks them in champs if they
Dude,
win this
if
next match.
someone's gonna get an actual gift wrap champs ticket from Boston Bridge, bro.
It
Holy
might be that
fuck.
it might be LAG.
Or they just spin it and Boston just slams someone out of the tournament
Right,
for their
Boston
first series
slammed
win.
Somebody out of the tournament. That
No.
would be insane.
That's what I got happening.
That would actually be insane.
Bro,
So,
oh,
Pat, you had
man.
that actually happening? Like,
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
got
crazy.
Boston winning one at the
I
event.
wouldn't be surprised. I actually
No
wouldn't be
fans,
surprised.
bro. It's gonna be their event, bro. I'm telling you.
Optic needs to win this match against Toronto, otherwise this is going to be like
Dude, if Optic lose that,
Somebody's-
holy fuck, someone's pissed.
Somebody is getting just cooked out of champs because of Optic literally like shitting their sheets.
Yeah. But
I mean, maybe, but like also like they had the opportunity to go deeper in the tournament and team that might get a free against Boston. Like at the end of the day, like the way this tournament's gonna set up is if you're on the bubble, you got to pull up to losers bracket and try and win 2 series. You get the top 6, you get that top 6 spot. It's probably enough to 30 points. But if you get 0, you get 15. You could be 5 points away from being in Dallas. Instead, you're fucking pulling up to Cancun. So
Mhm.
it's this weekend's going to be insane, and the next week, especially on Friday, is going to be extra insane for these teams locking into your point, Pat. The last probably 2 spots here because you got to think Miami and Seattle are safe.
Yep. It's pretty crazy. You said so. Optic need to win the next 2 to get winners bracket.
Have to 100%.
They have to win the next 2.
Damn, these are going to be big matches
And
coming up.
realistically, by the way, because what's going to happen here, and I think Troy pointed out in chat, if you have this crazy tiebreaker, head-to-head win percentage, game win percentage, shit's not going to matter.
Mhm.
It's going to come down to overall match and game win percentage. So, like, if you're Optic, you want a 3-0 this series if you can. Obviously, one of them's against Toronto, so good luck with that. But
Mhm.
Boston series needs to be clean so they can get that percentage up because they played so many game 5s.
Yeah, 100%. Chris, Pat, Ben, Sam, I know you kind of gave your thoughts and stuff, but does anybody else have any thoughts on the Vegas and LA Thieves series? It's a pretty one-sided series. LA Thieves took care of business. You guys have
Vegas
any
are the
thoughts?
best worst team ever, bro. I want these guys to be good so bad, and I just don't get it.
I don't know why. I don't know why they have
I
no
think
consistency,
this
bro.
core three is actually so fucking good. Like attached Giro and Nero, like I actually think that they're good as fuck. But for whatever reason, they're just an enigma to me, dude. All year, I genuinely don't get it.
It's weird too. This series showed it too. Like the first map that came out, and they were like just firing on all cylinders. It was flawless, and then it just collapsed after the fact. It's just you're not even seeing the inconsistency through series, but you're also seeing it in the middle of a series too. Just going from map to map. It's just weird to see.
I mean,
they probably have one of the least experienced teams. I think LA Thieves is
LAT's
kind
the
of up
youngest
there.
like team age.
Yeah, I'm talking about like experience though, not like just age.
they're,
Like, I think
Johnny
they're
and Nero
relatively-
and Attach are
They're
CDO
relatively.
vets.
Johnny's not a CDO vet. He was there for a bit, bro. Like nothing crazy. Gio's not. Nero. Oh yeah, actually Nero and Attach, but same thing for like LAT. They're about the same.
I want to give an angle that I'm curious if it's going to happen next week. We have seen a lot of high-rise control, but they're like already today. We have talked about two teams that if I am anyone else, like, and I look at the sample size, you might want to put them on our map. Toronto has exclusively played high-rise control in every match this stage, which is insane. That someone needs to try them on something else. And to the Vegas point, I don't think they've won an invasion control in a fucking minute. I'm trying to remember. It's probably stage 2 was the last time they won one. So like that swing game mode we talked about with other teams is a problem if you're a very small map pool, and then you give in this case Thieves momentum going into a fourth map that they're favored in. So I think for Vegas, yeah, they're kind of a best worst team, but that control map pool might actually bite them in the ass the rest of this weekend and next week.
Yeah, control's a swing mode, man. Like it's right in the middle of a series. Like it could really make or break some teams.
So I have the stat now, Tom. Listen, this shit's crazy. Vegas on high-rise control is 5-4. On every other map, they are 0-5.
Damn. Every map? Every other map.
Is this stage or something? Wait,
the last two stages.
Last two stages,
yeah. They haven't won either an invasion or a Karachi control.
Damn.
So.
That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. So basically, they only have one good map, which is high rise, which makes sense because they are good at high rise when you watch them play. That probably is one of their better maps. But that's weird. I wonder what it is. I wonder why they're kind of mental. Even today on the invasion, they just let their defense. It was just they let LA Thieves just kind of waltz onto the point and 4-stack. It just kind of collapsed like so fast. They're gonna have to figure it out because they don't have a lot of time, and they're right on the cusp right now of champs. So it's not looking good for Vegas right now.
You want to know my thoughts why they suck at invasion control? We even talked about it like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Go ahead, Ben. Yeah, what do you think?
I think they don't like the way that they play hardpoint, and the spots they play individually are really good spots to get kills, but I don't think they react off of each other's information effectively enough. I think Johnny coming in helps in hardpoint because he forces the guys to readjust and play around him. But in control, I noticed that they just leave so many gaps in the middle of the map, especially on invasion, especially on A Street, because they push up to these like credit corners to play guarantees. And I think it like really kind of makes they leave gaps in control, and then they don't just rotate correctly. Your point about Thieves, like, you saw the plays that Joe Thieves is making down the stretch in the first offense they won. Like, yeah, I just think it's better teams that continue to get punished. And again, if they can't win controls other than high rise, they're gonna have a problem against everybody because they're a team A team. They're gonna head to the other team's best hard point on their fourth pick.
Yeah, it might be a communication thing, Ben. If they're not adapting to each other well and they're not playing off each other well, it could always come down to comms. I'll be honest with you. After hearing the comms through like all the bottom teams, they all have terrible comms, bro.
They all sound like shit.
They all just sound like they're just screaming and just hectic, and everybody's just kind of like.
Honestly, Carolina might have the best comms of the bottom 8 teams.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Bro, I'm not even bullshitting.
I don't think that's cap.
I'm gonna go Miami.
We don't even know what the fuck they're saying though.
Yeah, but they're saying a lot, and I feel like they're.
So's LAT, and their comms are dog
sometimes
shit.
saying a lot is not good, bro.
But Miami's
like,
winning.
Bad.
You know what I mean?
He said they're saying a lot, so it's good.
But they're winning. They're winning, Tom.
You don't even know what they're saying. They speak in Spanish. They could be saying they could be talking about fucking God knows what, and they're listening.
But they're winning, Tom.
Bro.
Listen, it's always good. Teams can also win just because they're playing the game right and they're playing good, right? I just feel like when it comes to like the top matches against the top teams in crucial moments, especially on LAN, Like everybody needs to be able to talk and listen to each other. Like you're not going to be able to win series.
I don't know how Tommy critiques Tom's, because if there was 4 Zoomas in the league, all you would hear is Maron, go fuck yourself, go fuck yourself.
Bro,
Damn.
first of all, Chris, shove it up your ass. Chris, shove it up your ass. Okay, that's first of all. Second of all, hey, I'm not saying my comms were fucking great when I was playing either, to be fair. You know what I mean? I've actually said that before. When I first came into the league, that was actually a really big week. Like my comms were really bad.
Crowder used to cook your ass. Every day.
Like Crowder would cook me. Lamar, I mean, small talking, especially like as a sub player, was always like probably the hardest thing because like you're just in the mix so much, and if you're not calming to your ARs, like what's going on, like you're just gonna fuck them over, right? So like that was an adjustment for me. Like I got better at it as my career went on. Just like
I only go negative because my subs weren't calling out.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough for sure.
How many are there, Tom? 1962.
Yeah, shut up your ass butt. Yeah, but if I won in 5 different titles and you only won in 1, Chris, or 2, what the fuck were you commenting? What the fuck were you talking like? You know what I mean? What the fuck was going on with you?
I'm toxic. I blame all my teammates.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You don't win in 5 different titles, be in mute mode and just flanking. You know what I mean? I mean, there's, you know what I mean?
Whoa, we got a reply on the timeline.
I'm terrible. I'm sorry.
From who? Who's this? Like, can you put in the flank production chat?
I see what it's about.
What is it? Can you put in the flank what is it, Dr. D?
Yeah, I dropped it in.
See here. Let me see what's going on here with Dr. D, man. Dr. Disrespect, man. What's going on with this guy? Let me see here.
So this broke. I can explain this.
Yeah, explain this.
On the show?
I pulled it up. Explain this.
So obviously it's been rumored for a long time about why Dr. Disrespects got banned. The reason it became public. I know the journalist Slasher famously tweeted like he knew the reason, but he didn't want to say it because it was a whole thing. So someone who used to work at Twitch, I think they used to be the head of like on the account side for sales, basically just put on the timeline like about an hour or two ago that Dr. Disrespect got in trouble for sexting minors using Twitch whispers, trying to coerce meetups at TwitchCon, and that was part of the issue. Is like those communications are apparently plain text, like they're not encrypted, and so that was part of what went on. And Dr. Disrespect just responded to a Jake Lucky tweet, quote retweeting the tweet and saying, "Jake, seriously, I get it. It's a hot topic. This has been settled. No wrongdoing was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract." So I guess Doc has kind of acknowledged that there was this rumored incident, but to Doc's point, like, he obviously didn't get in legal trouble, because that's obviously a law enforcement thing at that point. But it's interesting that like 4 years later, we finally got the reason.
I mean, is he on, what's going on with him on Twitch now? Can he even get on Twitch?
No, he's still banned.
He's just still banned. He's just still completely banned.
Yeah, I assume this is one of those things that like, you get to a certain level where it's not just a Twitch thing, it's probably like an Amazon thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is probably one of those things.
That's interesting. How did this get out? How did this get leaked? How did this get out? Where did this even come from?
It's because it's Cody Connors.
Cody Connors just hot dropped it on the TL.
Just fucking dropped that shit.
Wow. So he just like, damn. And then Cody Connors, he works with Twitch and shit. Like who is this guy?
He used to work at Twitch, and your point, Pat, he used to work at EG, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
No, he just let it fly on the timeline.
Yeah, he's letting that shit fucking fly, baby. He's just letting it fly. That's crazy. Yep, fucking nuts. But let's continue. I think I want to take a look at some of these awards that are going to be thrown out. So, Ben, I know we've talked to Easy Mac a little bit, talked to Breaking Point. We think it'd be cool to do like a little award show at the end of the year. I wanted to take a look here.
We're talking to them about that.
Yeah, I want to take a look here at some of the awards that are going to be given out. I mean, there's going to be like obviously fan votes and a panel and this and that, but I thought it'd be cool to just talk amongst ourselves, take a look at some of the titles here and kind of give our thoughts on what we think is going to be. We can kind of all go, I have a feeling we're just all going to be different on some of these, and maybe we won't. Maybe we'll all be the same on a lot of them. But I say we go through it and give our thoughts. First one is AR Player of the Year. I think we all have the same one for that.
Scrap.
Right? Scrap.
Sir, Scrap would be my... The whole point is to say who you would give your vote for right now, and I think we're all probably going to say Scrap, right?
I would probably say Scrap for AR Player of the Year. I don't know if anybody has any objections there. Any objections? Pat, what would you say? Scrap? SMG Player of the Year. It's also Simp. You got Simp there. You guys got Simp?
Simp. I assume Paco might get a few fucking looks in that one, but I'd say Chris.
Yeah.
Are all these awarded? Are all these like technically like we're talking before champs.
No, we're
these
talking-
would be?
Yeah,
No,
these are pre-champ. These would be like shit you would vote pre-champs.
Yeah,
Pre-champs,
okay,
pre-champs.
yeah.
Yep, after all the majors.
Yeah,
and then
that makes sense,
I
'cause
think we
champs
should
could have
obviously do
huge
another one
massive
after champs
implications.
too. We should do
Well,
another
so
one after champs.
To your,
too.
to your point, Tom,
Could
like we're
change.
talking to guys. We're talking to Breaking Point about maybe doing a combo thing with them. So
Yeah,
stay
that'd be
tuned
cool.
on that.
That'd be super cool. And then we have OBJ Player of the Year. Who would you guys give OBJ Player
Ooh,
of the
that's
Year
a-
to?
It's a weird one.
It's a weird one, right? Like who's been that standout, objective-minded player? Purge?
Honestly, it might.
Brandon.
It's Perja.
Yeah, I was gonna say out of the top teams, it might be Brandon.
Brandon Envoy. I think Dill's
Brandon
been
makes sense.
kind of on top
Brandon
of
makes
his shit,
sense.
too. I think
His hill style. He's in the hill most of the time, right? He's like number one in
Yeah.
hills and shit.
He's soaking.
I think
I give it to Purge.
But, I mean, I might give. It might be. We might need to give it to Purge. Slay. I mean, Purge was unbelievable. He was the
Getting
glue man.
kills, so he was in the
He-
objective.
is the glue. I think if you look up like, OBJ per 10 minutes, like picks, SNE's a little bit tougher because like especially
I'm
when you're
curious on the
soaking
control
hill.
stuff.
Yeah, I Brandon's I think last I checked on this, I think Brandon's top in zone tier captures. Yeah,
If he's because he's him in hard point when it comes to like time and stuff, but he's also
Yeah.
doing it in control, then it's got to be Brandon.
right now I'd probably give it to Dashy,
Mm.
my opinion.
What a fucking wild thing
That's
to
a
say.
wild turn of events.
This
Well,
next one, man, is going to be interesting, man. Rookie of the Year. Who would you guys
Gwen.
give the Rookie of the Year to right now?
Gwen.
Gwen?
It's gotta be Gwyn. I thought it would have been.
What
like
about Abuza?
Abuza was getting close.
He's getting
he-
turned
he's
on for a quarter of the year.
But he wasn't even on his roll.
Doesn't matter.
Honestly, bro.
Oh, yo, 04 could be a good shout.
If it's before champs, it's Gwyn. If Abuza, let's say, were to hypothetically come out at champs and like just make them get like a top 4, top 3 for whatever reason, then I guess you could argue and shift it. But like pre-champs, it's got to be Gwyn.
I don't think it's as much of a like Gwyn lock as you guys
I don't think it is either.
I think it's very cut and dry unless Seattle has an insane last 2 events and Abuza is hard carrying.
Really?
Yeah, because Gwyn has been godlike all year. Like, granted, he's had like down moments and he isn't like as good on land, but he's been consistent the entire season. And even when all 3 of his teammates were actually getting turned on, he was the only one putting up fights.
You could say, like, granted, Carolina's been good on, like, pretty good on land, like the entire year. A pretty collective effort out of their boys. You could say that this team might only have qualified for champs because Gwyn Online was playing so fucking good and winning them series they probably didn't or shouldn't have won, and he might actually be like 50% essentially of why they qualified for champs, because we know this Carolina team online for a while was dog shit, and if it wasn't for Gwyn literally popping off
1v4
solo,
New York.
they probably win less series, which in turn just knocks them out of champs. So
think on most of the pushback in the chat, some people are saying that Gwyn hasn't performed on land. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I mean,
He definitely doesn't
okay,
hard
he doesn't
carry as
perform
much.
as good, but he doesn't shit the bed.
Right, but
online,
don't you
his
guys think
teammates have
land is
points which-
important, guys? Don't you think that's important? No.
I mean, it is, but
For
like,
sure,
put it this
but
way,
Abuza was
online-
getting literally turned on
no,
for
he
like
was,
a
he
major
was.
and a half.
I like
Totally
to
agree.
erase
Doing that
the
on
submachine gun
every-
Abuza. I like to
every-
erase that shit.
everything is important, bro. Like, and at the end of the day, like, yeah, he might not have been performing the best on land, but he wasn't getting twerked on shit on World Start. But online, his teammates were doing just that, getting absolutely cooked at times, and still they managed to pull out series because he would drop like a 1.2. So
I think realistically, Gwyn only had like one event where I say he played bad. I think Major won at Boston. I don't think he played particularly good.
So if we're
Like,
going on the no Abuza sub angle, then we only have like what, a major and a half to go off of. We're gonna give someone Rookie of the Year based on half the sample size that Gwyn has been
Well,
crying the
yeah,
entire
yeah,
year.
I think-
Yeah, you
I
can't
think-
really give it to
How does that
Abuza
make sense?
because
We're just
I
gonna ignore Abuza getting slammed for half the season
Was he-
because
was he
it fits the
getting-
narrative of him being
Sam,
Rookie of the
was
Year.
he actually
slammed.
getting
He was-
slammed? No,
he
I don't
was
think he
doing-
was getting
no,
slammed.
His whole
doing-
team,
he was
they were
doing-
horrible.
They were
Yeah, he was-
horrible.
no,
I know,
yeah,
but
yeah,
he's
he
a
was doing okay though. Like individually, he was doing all right. He
I-
wasn't.
yeah, I
performing
don't
that
remember
good,
him
though.
getting slammed.
but,
But
here's my.
they were
here's
definitely
my,
ass as a team. That's
no,
for
he
sure.
was definitely getting slammed. But here's
Their
my
whole
here's
team
my,
was
here's
horrible.
my question to you, Sam. Like, do we in this vote, right? Assuming, let's say we're to hypothetically vote after Major 4. Let's say Carolina doesn't make it. Do you penalize Carolina on like in the Gwyn
You
vote
saying
because they
after
don't
we
make
vote for
champs
champs?
compared to Abuza, or does that not matter to you?
You're saying if Carolina doesn't make champs, then Seattle
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
then I mean it'll just be a different conversation because we would have to see how how they perform in Major 4. Are they both going to do well? Like, is Seattle going to go to champs and fucking Carolina's not? Like you said, like I feel like we can't have this vote as of right now. I'm picking Gwyn. I think it's clear cut Gwyn, but I mean,
we got to reel this in, guys. It's Gwyn.
Pat, you got Gwyn, Pat?
A rare Pat calling for reeling. That's a surprise.
Pat, we got the next one. Hardpoint Player of the Year. Pat, who would you go with? Paco for Hardpoint Player of the Year? That's not a bad shot at all. I feel like Paco's a good shot. I was thinking maybe Scrap. Scrap again here, but who do you guys think?
This is an interesting one.
I would say 100% it's Scrap. As far as like
his damage is probably crazy.
Damage and kills, I think Scrap's probably near the top.
Yeah, it's probably.
But like, how are we doing Hardpoint though? Are we just saying kills?
I think impact. I would probably. It's everything, right? Who's the biggest impact on the map? It might be Paco. It might be Paco, bro.
I think it might be Paco.
It might be. It might be.
I think Paco or Scrap are the options, but like when people say Hardpoint, we just assume slaying numbers and like engagements and shit. But like Brandon's a good shout for actually playing the mode well.
Paco does it with a sub.
I was gonna say at some points it could be Brandon, but they've just haven't played that good this stage, so it's kind of deducted them a little bit.
Listen, bro, New York's a 500 Hardpoint team since the big change after
it's player of the year, not team of the year.
I hear you, but Toronto's been incredible for the most part in Hardpoint since
it's got to be Scrap, right?
I think it's Scrap. Undisputed for me.
Yeah, it's got a lot of opinions on that one, so we'll kind of see how that one plays out. What's up, Ben?
No, but I like the Paco thought process, but New York
Paco makes sense too. Paco's also a good shout. Then we have S&D Player of the Year, Search and Destroy. I mean, it might be 04, man. I mean, I know he hasn't been here the whole year, but damn. Could be maybe TJ, CCTJ in the chat. I mean, who's been the standout guy in Surge? Bruce is also another good shout.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could also be Brandon here.
Like Bruce has an insane amount of clutches, but Abe has like 105 first bloods now. 04 is literally God at Surge, but he doesn't have a big enough sample size compared to the others, I don't think.
Yeah, I feel like Abeezy's a good shout just for the first bloods alone. First bloods are so important in S&D. I feel like that could be like a shout for Abeezy there.
I feel like this one is like kind of up in the air, to be honest.
So right now for S&D KD, as far as players that played like a good portion of the season, MC's number 1 at a 127, and Chris is second. If we were to remove like Alien Spart, as far as people that played all year, and then Kids actually is a 1-2 in S&D. So
yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one.
It's a tough one.
You don't want to just go based off of KD, right? I mean, it's just like
it's got to be the New York Subliners coaching staff Player of the Year. You guys really love S&D, bro.
D-Real Coach of the Year, Player of the Year.
D-Real Troy
Center Michaels.
Well, that's actually after Control Player of the Year. It's Best Coaching Staff of the Year. So who do you guys think is the best Control Player of the Year? That's hard. I don't even know. I wouldn't even know.
Paco for sure.
It's got
Paco. Is he the best Control Player of the Year?
I don't know if I'd say Paco.
Bro, the shit that I watched that guy do on Invasion Control, he is perma 35 on that map. He is unbelievable at that fucking.
Yeah, he actually is, bro. People are saying draws. A few people are saying draws in the chat.
This one's kind of hard because MC Loki has been a very good control player the entire season.
Someone said propane tank.
But here's the problem. MC's role is not means that he's going to go out and push up and do a lot of damage.
Propane. I got propane tank cleared.
Scrap's going to be leading in that category, but if we go by pure kills, then it's Paco. This is actually a really hard one to vote, to be honest.
I got high rise 8 propane tank.
Nah, propane tank might win MVP for fucking Control Player of the Year.
Propane might be the best Control Player of the Year.
I mean, that's actually insane.
The amount of clutches that propane tanks got, I don't know.
It's got the most 2 pieces for sure.
You got to think they have an unlimited KD. Like the propane tank never dies. You can't kill the propane tank. It's unkillable. So he might. I don't know, bro. I'd probably give it to fucking Paco too. After what Sam was saying. I mean, Sam, he really is a dude on Control, bro. Especially on Invasion. He always finds a way. Always.
Yeah, the only thing though is like he's not like he's insane at Invasion, but his high rise is like good, not great, and they suck balls at Karachi. So it's like kind of hard to judge them on only 2 maps. Whereas like you go to a team like FaZe that have been like legitimately unbelievable in the mode the entire season. So like I think that picking someone from FaZe is probably the more logical option there. But just like watching all the games and watching the shit that Paco does on Invasion offense specifically is like actually insane.
What about draws? What about Zach? For
I think you could pick anyone from FaZe and make an argument, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I feel like Drow's is always showing out.
It's a really hard
Control.
I mean, Ben, how many losses do they have? You said 7?
That's
Your
what
control's been
Seven-
insane
Seven on the
today.
year. 7 control losses
7
on the
with an
season.
asterisk. That's a tough map loss today. I'll say.
Curious
Yeah,
to see how some of these play out with the fan voting and in the panel and then just everything combined. And I'm
Yeah.
curious to see kind of who wins a lot of these. Best coaching staff, Boston Breach.
You're going to hell.
What do you think?
You're going to hell.
What do you
It's
mean?
probably
What do you
whatever. It's probably whatever team gets first in the standings. So right
You're
now, it's pretty
going
FaZe.
to-
What do you mean? What's the problem? What do you guys got? Who's the best coaching staff here?
I mean, you probably just give it to whoever gets first in the standings, right? Like, I don't know how else you would.
I mean, I would. That's probably how I would do it. Consistency, right? I feel like whoever's the most consistent from top to bottom throughout the year, probably you could probably say is probably the best coaching staff. I mean, it's definitely between the top 4 teams, right? We're looking at the coaching staff. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm still gonna give it to New York, bro. The amount of like
New York's
prep
got a
work
good
and
coaching staff,
consistency
man.
their coaching staff has made like I mean, obviously a lot of the players are the same, right? They pretty much came over from the world champ team last year, but they've been a good fucking search team like for both years. And I know they put in a lot, like Sender and them, they put in a lot of work. Like even think of the innovation at the beginning of the year with their like nade spots and the ordnance nades. Obviously a lot of that stuff is kind of cheesy and stuff like that, but you got to think that like the amount of work those guys put in, like, and help their players put in is probably insane. Like
There's
compared to,
more
like,
than one mode.
I love you,
yeah,
Chris.
well, yeah,
I
no
love you.
shit, but like
they have been mid pack and
they're-
hard point. I'm
yeah,
not
but
giving
they're-
coaching
they're-
staff of
I
the
love
year off
Troy.
one game mode.
Troy is the fucking goat, and I know he's in the chat.
dude,
but they haven't been
coaching
guy.
respawn is like it's not like the most coachable game mode as far
I
as
think
like
it's easier than
SMD.
coaching S&D is.
I don't agree with that.
What?
Well, I'm horrible at search, so that's where my mind
Hard
goes.
point is mainly like
Bro,
instinct
you
and
can't teach someone
reaction.
situationals. You could teach someone how to fucking rotate.
S&D, like strategic prep work, all that stuff is still your coaching staff.
Bro,
Like, all of
coaching staff controls the first 15 seconds of every round and nothing after.
Who's Miami's coach?
them. Dude, what?
Method sick.
I'm going method sick.
Bro, Pat
Coaching S&D is hard.
Why
compared to
method 6,
hardpoint.
Pat? Explain
Bro,
yourself.
hardpoint is easy as
Explain
fuck.
yourself, Pat.
You gotta think,
People are just
Tom,
stupid.
they've had an insane turnaround. They
You can't
started
coach
hot.
mid-range situationals.
They had an insane
Mid-round.
turnaround. Now they're
Hardpoint is
beating
literally-
everybody
hold
but
on,
the
hold
top
on.
4.
Bro,
Pat,
you
wait,
give
Sam,
teams how to rotate, how to hold,
No,
you're done.
please no. You just said you can't coach mid-game situationals in S&D.
You can't coach situational.
The entire game of Hardpoint is mid-game situational.
Yeah, but you
from
can-
the
you can
start
break it down to
the
rules.
fucking fit. You can do the same thing in Search.
I kind of agree with Sam. Like, I think for coaching staff, there's a lot more you can do in, say, hardpoint to like go through hills and like sides and how you want to play shit.
Bro, how do you can coach how to not get broken and how to hold a hill. You're not going to coach like if you're alive in this situation, bombs
Bro,
down here in a
Hardpoint-
2v2, two of you teammates are alive. You're not doing
Hardpoint is the
that.
most reactionary game mode in Call of Duty history. It's like, sure,
Bro.
you can have a perfect scenario that you can strive for at all times in Hardpoint, but rarely ever do you get that perfect scenario, and it's all
It's not about the perfect
you
scenario.
and reacting
It's
and
never about that.
understanding.
I agree with Sam.
Bro,
I
You
know.
can't-
we
Ben,
literally
I'm
had this
sorry,
exact
Ben, I don't wanna
conversation
cook
on the
you,
show,
but
and
we
then you
cannot-
agreed, didn't
cannot
you?
talk about the semantics of Hardpoint and Search and Destroy
Semantics
because
has
you
nothing to do
didn't,
with semantics.
you didn't fucking play.
He was a
I mean,
he was a
I'm
manager.
just-
He was a manager.
I've
for
been
FaZe
in those
Clan.
rooms and I'm
Bro.
agreeing with Sam because I've heard how this
Are we
goes down in
fucking
both ways.
tweaking? We literally had a whole conversation about if S&D coaches could fix the Boston breach, and I'm pretty sure everyone on the show
Not
said
me.
no.
Not me.
Bro,
I disagree with that statement.
S&D coaches have nothing to do with search unless it's the first fucking where to throw a nade and like what your break off is.
Yeah, sure.
You
might
can
think
coach
that, but that's
hardpoint so
personally-
much more in
no,
depth than search. Are you fucking kidding
No,
me?
I agree. I disagree with you.
Well,
Nah.
Bevels went around and found smoke spots, Sam.
Bro, there is
Private
no
matches.
chance that you think you can coach more in search than you can in hardpoint.
Yes, I think so.
You are smoking crack.
We can have that disagreement.
That's
but I think
unbelievable
you're
to me.
smoking crack. I can
That's
say the same
unbelievable
thing.
to
I
me.
can literally parrot what you're saying about my point and say it about your point. I think you're wrong.
That is unbelievable to me.
What are you coaching in S&D though, Chris?
S&D's all situationals, bro. You only think
Hardpoint, the entire game of Hardpoint is situationals, brother.
that you coach
Understanding-
multiple
knowing-
times to get into those situations.
Knowing
what are you
what-
coaching in S&D?
There's a lot more though.
Okay, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. It's how to split, how to literally effectively get information, what to do with said information. You can also have like lineups, blind counters, actual like set strategies and stuff
So
like
the
that.
first 15 seconds of the round, what I said.
No,
Am I
no,
faded,
no.
or is this not just all the basics,
it
bro?
all snowballs. That first 15 seconds of the round, that first 30 seconds of the round snowballs the entire way you think of the game. You can
So
coach
you're telling
that.
me
That's just the
you're going to
basics.
coach every scenario that possibly happens after the first 15 seconds to know what to do?
It's
No.
it's probability, bro. It's not.
Bro,
it's not,
there
I'm
ain't
not,
no
I'm not
fucking
gonna,
way.
There's whatever. That's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. Hardpoint is way harder of a game mode to learn than
That's why I
Then
think
S&D.
coaching staff of the year should not go to a team that's worried about search. It should go to
I
the team that's
agree.
good at
Chris, you
hardpoint. That
just-
involves
Sorry,
more
what I don't know what I
coaching.
said, but
Chris, you
S&D's
just
way. Sorry. I meant to say S&D.
yourself.
No, I meant to say
Ouch.
S&D. I meant to say S&D, and that's why you see people that literally are good at S&D. They come over to play hardpoint. They come over to the league, and they are good as fuck at hardpoint because it's fucking easier.
Not always.
No, it's not.
Bro, what? How? Literally, Abe, Simp, fucking Celium, all those kids, S&D kids, all of them. Draza, S&D kids, Scrap, S&D
Yeah,
kids.
but they were,
Wait,
they were
wait,
playing
stop,
variant. They were
stop
playing
that.
variant before they came over.
Stop
though.
saying S&D kids. They had to play S&D because they weren't old enough to
What's
play
the
respawn.
same thing? They just grinded that one game mode.
It was
and then-
the only thing they were allowed
Bro,
to play.
Illy-
of course,
Illy-
everyone's an
Illy-
S&D
no,
kid.
no. Illy, Celium, all that whole circle.
They
was
weren't
literally-
18 yet.
That,
I'm
no,
saying
that, yeah,
it's
that whole
got
circle,
banned.
that whole circle.
They
when
weren't
were,
18.
Okay, listen, you're not. Let me finish my statement, bro. All those S&D kids, all they did was grind search and play in those and play local lands, if anything.
Because that's
and then,
all they
no,
could
no,
play.
no. And then
Am I
whenever
tweaking?
they hosted, do you guys not
I'm
remember
getting
that?
CT.
Do you guys not remember that BO4 tournament that Simp, Celium, all those kids that before they were
rang.
of age?
You mean when they turned
played
18?
before they turned 18? Before they turned
No,
18,
they rang for people
were
with chance
still-
balls.
the Illy and them played in it before they were fucking ready to play professionally, and they beat a fuck ton of pros, even in hardpoint. Why? Because
it was
it's
an
literally
IW,
easier
I think.
It was in Black Ops fucking 4. I remember
No,
it.
well, MC and like Chris
It was
competed Black
before.
Ops
It was
4.
before. Actually, was it BO4?
Beezy was
You might have been
competing
right.
in World War II.
I think it
Either
was
way.
IW, but like
It might have IW. My point is, yeah,
The
Illy,
poll was
Dashi,
basically
Celium,
50-50.
Solidus One, blah blah blah. All those kids, they came in, they fucking were beating pros, bro. I listen. You don't have to. You
listen,
you can
I'm
sit
gonna
there and have your
I'm
opinion.
gonna put a pin in this argument,
S&D
but I
is
think you-
harder to learn than respawn.
but Chris, to your point
Bro.
about good coaching staff. Listen, I love Troy and them, and they've done a great job in search throughout the year for the most part. But we can't tip this coaching staff to a team that hasn't gotten to a grand final when 3 of their top 4 teams have and have won. So if we're gonna give it to someone, it's got to be to Optic, Toronto, or FaZe.
I don't know. As a fellow
modern,
S&D
modern
kid,
day COD, there's not a lot to teach in any of these modes. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Don't disagree with that.
people are asking for my thoughts. I mean, I came from the S&D scene.
Respawn
Games
is
are
all
so
reps, bro.
straightforward.
I think I agree with Sam and Ben on this one. I think respawn's is a little bit harder to learn. I just think when it comes to setups and breaks and there's
Respawn
so
is
many.
literally all reps, Tom. It's literally all repetitions. That's all it is. S&D is not that, bro. S&D requires actually very.
I don't know. I played
like-
LSCLO 15 times last year, so if we got good at it, reps.
Nah, you have even in respawn, you
Okay,
have to be
hardpoint.
you have
Sorry,
to
I
be able
mean,
to
maybe-
adapt.
okay, maybe
It's like
hardpoint.
what you said, Chris, right? There's so many situations in
hardpoint.
hardpoint, right? Like you need to like that's something that and a lot of those situations happen a lot. Like if the same situations happen, and there's so many different situations in hardpoint that can happen. Like in my opinion, I think S&D. I agree. There's a lot of situations in S&D, but I don't think it's as complex as hardpoint. At least I feel like there's
Wait,
mind
Chris,
games
I
in
have a
search.
good question. I have a
But
good question, Tom, that might solve this.
yeah, go ahead.
Chris, would you say which was easier to teach in Black Ops 2, hardpoint or S&D? You're gonna
Which
say
was
hardpoint. We
easier
both
to-
know it.
No, because
No,
the
I'm saying
actual,
which was there more to learn, hardpoint or S&D? BO2. And if you say
BO2.
S&D, you are lying through your teeth.
I would say in that game for sure hardpoint, but only because not the basics of the game mode and what you would do in the game, only because the ever changing like meta and how you would react to like let's say more people throwing this and
What?
that.
And
Like it was more
spawns
hectic.
and rotations
What spawns
and
were so
controlling.
simple? Spawns were so simple.
Bro, I literally bullied people on the map for a whole year
Spawns
over
were so
spawns.
simple in the old games, bro. People were just oh my god, people were just dumb.
Now spawns are pretty simple in the old games, but to be fair, Chris, people just don't know
Hardpoint and modern
spawns.
hardpoint.
Nah, like the game, the actual. So this is the thing about hardpoint back then was the hardpoint game mode was like the understanding of it once you actually learned it was easy. It's that how people like used a mutual understanding to get an edge, which was what the skill was. Like everyone knows whenever this happens and this happens, people are going to spawn here. This is going to happen. But how do you get an edge over that? That was the difficult part about the hardpoint games. Nowadays, the difficult part isn't like that about hardpoint. Difficult is like who can absolutely abuse the living fuck out of the shitty spawn system to their advantage. That is the hard points nowadays.
I don't necessarily agree with that because we see. I'll give you an example. Like part of the thing we criticize bottom 8 teams a lot on the show is reading pressure and hardpoint. We think the top 4 teams do a much better job. To your point, like some spawn systems like really fucked in this game.
They do read shit better, but that's what I'm saying is like
it doesn't come to reps and practice and working with coaching staff to understand.
No. You just said working with the coaching staff. You just said reps, motherfucker. You just said reps. That's all hardpoint is nowadays is reps. How many times can you just put yourself in this one exact scenario and just literally see what happens? Just keep doing it, see what happens. Keep doing it. S&D is not like that, bro. S&D is a fucking harder game to learn and harder to coach, bro. I will stand by that fucking statement.
The poll came in. It was basically 50-50. Duarte standing true to his statement. Everybody standing true to their statements. I mean,
that's a fun debate. I enjoyed this.
It was a good debate. And then we had a few more here.
I got a topic, Tom, real quick. Not a topic. I just got a statement. We should move on right after it because it's not like a opinion.
Yep.
Well, I guess it is an opinion, but I don't want to debate it.
I mean,
it's not going to be it's not going to be agreed on here, and I'm going to piss some people off.
Pat, you know what's the opinion that I have?
I'm so confused.
Well, coaching does not fucking matter in COD.
Coaching does not matter in COD. I disagree. I disagree personally. I disagree.
I think personality management matters in COD.
I think
that's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
But that's what a coach is. That's how I look at a coach.
Analytical work matters a lot.
Yeah, I think analytical work and shit. Like there's things that coaches can do to help benefit a roster, but I don't know if a coaching staff will make and break a roster. That makes sense.
The way I see it, bro, if I ever have a coach who's smarter about how to play COD than the player on my team, I want the player on my team dropped immediately. Period.
That's fair.
Period.
But Pep, couldn't you argue though that like a coach, like even in scrims, right? Like they're the one not playing, looking from the outside. They see everything, right? Like they can just call plays as they happen. I
expect my teammate to learn. Like I expect my teammate to understand what's going on.
I think where Tom's going for
it's good to have somebody in the room who's just not playing, in my opinion. But
Tom, are you saying like it's not? Are you talking about not just like?
I'm not saying there's benefits. There's benefits.
Sometimes you know how it is when you're teaming with a roster, right? Like sometimes people don't say things the right way, or say it's like what Sam said, personality managers. I'm not saying coaches make or break a team, but I think they help. And I think if you have a good coach and a good analyst, and you have people who actually know what they're doing, and call people out on certain plays and know what to look for and know how to really elevate their rosters. Like I think coaches can help their teams. Are there coaches in the league that probably don't do fucking jack shit? Yeah. Again, are coaches gonna make or break a roster? And is a coaching staff gonna make a shit roster good? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's like how it works.
This isn't like pro sports where there's a Pep Guardiola out there that's going to increase the ceiling of a team. But I think to your point, like there are coaching staffs out there, groups of coaches that on these teams that have done a good job of raising the floor of said teams because the culture that they create breeds consistency and breeds quick getting over like valleys in their gameplay when they come up.
Yeah, and also
I think that makes them very good.
Coaches have mattered a while in the last few years of the CDL, just when it comes to building rosters. And I'll stand by this. I think a lot of GMs and coaches do not know how to build rosters. They are fucking brain dead when it every year rosters come out, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, these don't make sense. Play styles don't make sense. This doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. And then the year goes on, and all our points get proven. Like they just get smoked throughout the whole entire year. I think that's the biggest problem, bro. Coaches don't know how to build rosters. And I don't know what that is because I feel like the formula to COD is like right there in front of you, bro. Like if you don't know how to compose a team at this point, especially with the right roles and play styles and yada yada yada, I don't know what you're doing, bro. I don't know what you're doing. Blow it up, Pat. Blow it up.
We don't need to blow up. is that FaZe and Steel Series have joined forces to make the
Oh,
ultimate
yeah.
and best looking
That was not a
peripheral
great one.
collab in gaming.
Man.
Check out the
wasn't a
FaZe
great one.
edition. Guy, finish the fucking reading.
Yeah,
Hey,
go
go
ahead,
ahead,
sorry.
sorry, man.
Nah,
Yeah,
go ahead,
thank you.
Oh, hey, man.
Check out the FaZe edition, the Nova 7 wireless headset, Apex 9 mini keyboard, the Air X3 wireless mouse, and the XQCK XL heavy mouse pad, which I need to unbox. Been sitting on my like fucking table over there for a second. You can pick them up at Best Buy in store or online. A lot of these items are available there, so make sure you go check that out.
Well, if you get it online, guys, you can use code The Flank and you'll get 12% off. So 12% off. Use code The Flank. SteelSeries.com. It's an absolute
I
pleasure.
got
Shout out
mine
to Steel
packed up.
Series.
When I move, that's what I'm gonna lay out on my desk. All my new Steel Series
I
gear.
like that, Pat. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. Shout out to
And
Steel
to-
Series, man.
And to your point, Tom, I believe you can go and buy some of the FaZe stuff on Steel Series, but a lot of stock is probably not going to be available. So your best chance to get that stuff is going to be on Best Buy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Go get your stuff. If you guys want something from Steel Series, go check it out. Code The Flank. It's an absolute pleasure. Let's move on to the next one. Clutch Player of the Year. There's 3 more. Dashy, right? That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking
Yeah,
Dashy.
Dashy Insight.
Yeah, Brandon, probably with Brandon.
I think Brandon's been better for
Yeah.
longer.
Brandino, for sure.
Pat, would
I
you
got
give it to
Pred.
Brandon?
Brandino is crazy.
You got Pred, Pat?
Yeah.
You trolling.
What?
He's trolling, bro. I can see him smirking from here, bro. I see him smirking
Didn't
over
Pred
there.
have that stat where like
Yeah, he's like 1 for
No.
30 or
yeah,
something.
he had like the worst clutches ever.
Yeah, I think he did. Actually, I don't know what his actual stat is, but that's also got to be swayed too, though.
Oh yeah, it is. With like the unwinnables and shit.
Yeah, like exactly. Best map of the year. What would you guys
Rio?
Oh, between 2 teams. Oh shit.
give? Rio.
Oh,
I'd
between
give-
2 teams, or are we just like actual
It just
map?
just says best map of the year. That's what it
Rio.
says.
I think it's meant to be like best map between 2 teams. I think would that be how I'd interpret
What
it?
do you mean between 2 teams? What do you mean?
Like the best play, like just the best
played,
map that
like,
was played
what
this year.
Most lit map
between
we
2
watched this
teams.
year.
Oh, okay. Like what was the best series? Like what the best map in a series? You're
I
saying?
would
Like
say
what,
I
Yeah.
would say probably for me that Invasion Hardpoint team melting in FaZe was fucking crazy.
I think that might be it.
the invasion hardpoint was insane. Is that when Simp was behind the bike, like
Yeah.
staying
Yeah.
alive and shit?
Yeah,
That was crazy.
I think that might be it.
Yeah, that actually was crazy. That invasion hardpoint was nuts. People were saying FaZe Ultra Map 5. Yeah, a lot of people were actually saying FaZe Ultra Map 5. Few people said,
That was good, but I don't think that was as good as the Hardpoint.
yeah, I would probably say the invasion hardpoint. If we had to choose a best map,
That shit went
though,
4 extra hills. That's insane.
if we had to choose a best map from the map set, what would you guys choose? I'd
I'm
probably
picking
say
Rio
Rio.
Hardpoint.
I'd probably say Rio Hardpoint or 6-star. I actually like 6-star. I'd probably say
Nah.
Rio or 6-star.
I think Rio.
Water fucking pool hill.
I think
like
that's the
it.
reason that it should be in there, baby. That Bull Hill.
I mean, I have Rio as my number 1. I think Rio's
Rio
gonna be
number
most people's
one,
number
bro.
1.
I'm not picking Brazil to win fucking Copa America, but
I'm
I'll
picking
pick
invasion.
fucking Rio for that.
I'm picking invasion control, bro.
Terminal search.
Invasion Control, yeah. Okay,
Invasion
buddy.
control actually
Terminal
might be more.
Surge, baby.
Listen,
Give me
bro,
a Terminal Surge.
I'm gonna give it to invasion control, and because whenever I need to go to bed, like melatonin, it's just not been working for me. But invasion control, any sort of VOD, like that shit puts me right to sleep.
There we go.
I'm taking Daytona
that's
Escort.
Sure.
Daytona Escort.
Escort.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a go
Yeah.
one, Slay. It's a go
Thank
one.
God they reverted that XP shit. Wow.
Anyway,
What's the next one, Tom?
Grinder?
last one is streaming moment of the year. Streaming moment.
Oh shit.
Streaming
So what is that
moment.
like? Is that like watch party moments? Is that everything? Every stream?
Hey, this is easy, bro.
it's
the
gotta be the
Dashy 20v1.
20v1.
Yeah.
So,
The 20v1 is definitely a funny one. 20v1 is a funny one for sure. Listen, I got one, bro. I got
when Insight got
100
slammed.
No,
when
no.
the
I got
$100
$100.
invasion.
$100 on Paco more. He needs 4 kills. Round 11
Oh, the
is
ace
chalk.
round
The
11.
only thing that can happen is Paco aces up, and Paco gets the ace, man. Paco aces
Wait, what are we
round
saying?
11.
It's the Benjay route.
It's the Benjay route. Oh, the
route's a
Benjay
good
route
one.
could be
Benjay
could be
route.
the most famous
Benji's
clip.
route's
It
Benji's
could.
route a good one, and I would vote for myself, but I think I gotta vote for the Brandon
I
1v20
think the
route.
Benjay route.
Scrap Cook and Ben on the show.
That was a good one.
That was a good one as
That was a-
well.
that was a good one.
Wait, Tom, you think Paco winning the ace round 11 was better than Jamie losing the 1 on B bomb?
I don't know. Jamie losing the one on me.
Jamie losing the 1 was the fucking top tier moment, bro.
Hey, Jamie losing the one
We
was
were
crazy.
standing applauding and shit. Oh,
Riley's
man.
adding me to talk about the Seth clip from today. That was a good one,
Yeah.
but bro, we're gonna put the Seth talking about fucking
I think the
jacking
20v1
me
was
at the
funny.
headquarters, like
I think
that, the 1v20. has to
What?
be
The
it.
1v20
What did
was
Seth
funny.
say?
man.
Excuse me.
You haven't seen the clip from today?
No,
you
I
guys
haven't seen
have
it.
to see this clip. Hold on.
What did he say? The hell did he
What
say?
happened?
Put in the flank
Bro,
production.
I
What the hell?
gotta find this clip.
Nah, the 1v20 was good for sure. Now the insight was funny too. Though. There was a lot of funny moments throughout the year, bro. A lot of funny moments for sure. But yeah, streaming moment of the year. That's gonna be all of the awards from Breaking Point. We'll keep you guys updated on that. I'm pretty sure there will be a voting, and then after champs, we could probably kind of do like a champs version. And kind of see how that goes. Kind of like how the NBA does like a finals MVP. We can kind of just do like a champs awards type of thing. And kind of just go from there. But
we're talking to so just to be clear, like about that, Tom, I'm talking Austin that would cover all of that. So I'm gonna talk to him more over the weekend. But we're trying to see Chad about doing a little Breaking Point X the Flank Awards. I think you guys would love that, right?
I would love that. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
What is there music in this clip? Ben, hello.
I don't think so. It's SpongeBob GG clip. I don't think so.
No music. Okay, let's tune into this clip. Let's see what Scump had to say.
All right, I'm going to tell a pretty personal
about
story.
yanking his meat.
That's us
Don't
right
tell
there.
me you touched yourself.
I've cranked one singular time in the hex quarter, and it was against that wall.
No, you didn't.
I was looking over my shoulder.
No, you didn't.
Huh?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No way.
What?
You
Yeah.
are. How many times in this office?
Are you being
Never
serious?
here. Never here.
Wait, are you being serious?
You don't have a camera.
Why would I lie about that?
Hex said you don't have a camera.
Would I lie about that, brother?
You
Jerked
saw
off
me.
in the hex quarter.
One singular time.
You saw.
Wait,
And yo, I was tweaking because there were cameras and shit. I kept looking into the camera.
No, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
This reminds me of the formal story.
Yeah, the formal story, right? When he looked at the webcam.
Yeah.
Yo, what's wrong with these optic
that is
cats?
bizarre.
He's
you
yanking his
serious?
shit in the hex quarters.
That's
Don't
insane.
shame
That's
him.
insane.
I'm what?
Yeah, let's.
I am shaming the. That is bizarre.
Sometimes you just gotta
dude.
crank one out,
Fuck
bro.
your
Yeah,
job.
nah, that's crazy. That's insane.
You're telling me he's
what was the-
slaughtering
just
his
go
shit
home?
in the
Wait, what
hex
was the
quarters?
formal story? What was it? Wasn't he saying that he was something?
said-
He's in his bed and his webcam was on.
He
or
was.
something?
I think
He
he
left
said
his-
he
it
was
was like
stroking
the
his shit,
CDO
and
cam.
the CDO like cherry pie thingy. You know what I mean? Like the little box that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
plug in with the camera was plugged in, and he's just like, I hope nobody's watching me right now.
He looks over and just threw it a lip bite.
Yeah, he's looking at the camera, giving it a lip bite. That's insane, bro. That's crazy.
That's an all-time clip.
Let's take a look at the matches coming up tomorrow. Let's see what's going on. We got 4 matches tomorrow. Let's see what's happening here. We have an Atlanta FaZe versus Miami, LAG versus Seattle, Optic Texas versus Boston, and then the Vegas Legion going up against Minnesota. I'll start things off. I got Atlanta FaZe, Seattle Surge, Optic Texas, and the Vegas Legion all coming out on top tomorrow. Ben, who do you got?
I got FaZe Miami might go game 5, Loki. Seattle Optic, although yeah, Optic. I'm not gonna give Boston that win. Oh man, do I pick Minnesota for this last series? Fuck. I'm picking Vegas,
That's
bro.
a big series.
That is a
dude.
big
That
series.
last one is
I'm
huge.
I'm
Big
picking
series.
Vegas, bro. Lamar's back. I'm picking Vegas.
My bad.
Damn.
Yeah, what the fuck? You
I'm not
just
trying
throwing
to disrespect
straight.
Lamar. I
Damn.
just think I think Vegas will. Bill's not losing to his Lamar.
Not
Bro.
fucking bad.
Damn. Sam, what do you
All
think,
right.
Sam?
I'll go Miami, LAG, Boston, and Lamar's back, so I'm gonna go Rocker.
Nah, that's crazy. Hey, Chris, what do you think, Chris? What do you think, man?
I got FaZe Hawk-2ing all over at Heretics.
That's
And
crazy.
we got
Not the hop,
And
not
we
the
got-
hop tour.
Oh,
Horny
You guys, you
motherfucker.
guys are messed up, bro.
What's wrong with
If
you
she
guys,
don't hawk
man?
to her, I don't want to talk to her, brother.
What's wrong with you guys, man? Jeez, man. Chris, lock in, Chris, lock
I
in.
got
Chris.
I got
Heads in the gutter,
Seattle
man.
because I've been on a nice little streak of voting against the LAG and they've been winning. So got Seattle, I got Texas, and I got Vegas Legion.
I got Atlanta,
Mhm.
Surge, Austin, and Vegas.
You actually have Boston beating Optic tomorrow, Pat. Actually,
Yeah, I got
Hey,
an
so do
upset.
I. Let's
got
go,
an
Pat.
upset. Game 5. Game 5.
bro, if Boston beat Optic tomorrow,
Neslo.
I will be
Yes, sir.
fucking mind blown, bro. If they actually do that shit, that'll be crazy.
Boston's due, bro. They're gonna win that shit.
They're due. That's what I'm saying.
that due, bro.
They're due. They're
Maybe-
saving up all their due bucks. They're due.
I mean, it's gonna be
$2.
They haven't won since March, bro. They're so fucking due.
What if Boston wins the major? Can they qualify?
No.
No.
Hell no. Even if they win the major, it's fucking chalked, bro.
Dude, Ben is fucking flashbanged.
bro. You want to know,
Holy-
low key?
You
I
need a
have-
better camera, bro. Your
Bro,
camera is
I know,
putrid.
I
Yeah,
I'm
your
so
camera
sorry.
is ass, bro.
Wait,
next-
Pat's is
You want a
no better, bro.
recommendation?
It's on
Ben?
the list for next season. Next season, I'm gonna do slower. Listen, I have not been putting that well. I'll be honest with you.
Oh,
Oh,
it's been
here
weird.
we go.
Ben,
when
you're
I go to
at
the
home
course-
comfortable, bro. You're
when I-
gonna
when
hit the
I-
putt.
When I've been on the course, I've been doing everything well but putting, which is fun because I've just been getting greens too putting. and
Well, luckily
pars,
this
so-
is not the course, and you're in your living room.
Let's see
Ladies
what I
and
make of this.
gentlemen, give it up for Benjay Nassim. Let's
I
see
gotta
if he's
miss
got
him.
his slippies on today. Does he got his he's
Pat,
got
you
his
know better than
slippies
that,
on?
bro. Come on, man.
Okay, he doesn't have the
Listen,
dogs out
bro.
today. He's got that
Pat, you
extra
know better
grip
than
on that
that.
wood there. Stepping up to the green here, gonna line it up. Let's see what he's able to do here. As Benjay goes for that putt, and he
Pat, you know
sinks
better
the
than that,
putt.
bro.
What the fuck? You got lucky,
Pat, you
bro.
know better than that, man.
Nice
We're
and
online.
easy.
You had rotational aim assist.
We're online,
And it's
brother.
Benjay. Benjay, how do you feel?
I feel good. We got to get a putter mat for next week.
We do. A putting mat would be
Wait.
pretty cool.
What's
I
next
gotta
week?
get a putter. Yeah, because I'm gonna be in LA.
Bro, he's gonna be in LA.
So we're not doing anything for that, right? We're just doing it
No.
at home.
We're doing it at home, yeah.
Nah.
Let's go.
Yeah, doing it at home, not going nowhere.
Tom
And then for
is graciously
champs,
hosting me next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tom, your
Dogs out. Butt cheeks on the couch.
listen, I might go stay with my girlfriend, bro. How about
Butt cheeks on the couch.
bro? I'm gonna have Asim here and Ben here next week. You can have two people here next week.
It's gonna be vibes, bro. This is fucking
Place
squad.
will be full for sure. But yeah, for champs,
Toilets are
guys.
broken.
Yeah, listen,
Showers
I
chalked.
made some rules, pal. I don't know if you heard the rules that I made, but I made a few rules.
You might have
Okay?
to reinforce them, Tom.
I definitely. It's $100 a rule break. So he was trying to get. Ben was trying to tell me $5 a rule break. I said, bro, you're just
That's
gonna break
insane.
the rules. You're just gonna break the fucking rules if that's the case. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know if he breaks.
Wait,
any
what?
rules.
Wait, what rules?
One of the rules: he's got to keep his socks on at all times. He must not take his socks off. He was wiggling his toes through my couch last time. I don't want him wiggling his fucking toes.
Jesus.
He's got to keep his socks on. Okay, he can't touch anything he doesn't know how to use without asking me because he broke my shower last time. So he can't touch anything unless he knows how to use it.
How do you
already
break a shower?
It was already pre-broken. That's all.
No, here we go. Listen, I had just got it fixed, and I knew for a fact it was fixed.
It was-
and
it-
Ben
you
broke it.
got
And
it
he
fixed
tried to
because it was
lie to me.
already
And he
broken.
lied to me. He tried to lie to me. No, it was broken when I moved in. I fixed it. You rebroke it.
Yeah, I
It's
did lie
okay.
to you. That was
I
better than me.
upgraded it. So even if Ben tried to break it, I don't know if he can now. I upgraded the system there. So we'll see what happens. And then what was the other? Oh, and then to clean up after yourself. That's pretty much it. Because Ben, you know what I'm saying?
Which I was pretty good about last time I was there.
Yeah, last time. You know what I'm
Pretty
saying? I can't say
good.
about every time, but last time. Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. We'll have everybody here, and then for champs, we will be in venue at champs. I've talked about this a little bit already. You guys know we're in venue. We probably won't be doing like long shows on Twitch after the games. Time is limited in the venue, but guys, it's called Call of Duty Champs. We wanted to be in the venue. So we'll be doing watch parties in the venue. We'll probably do like 30, 40-minute shows like after the games are over, kind of give like a quick recap and give our thoughts. Everything will be on YouTube, the live stream and the show. And then we'll probably run some shows on Twitch before champs and after back home. Definitely down to do the post-champs show when we get back during the week so we can just go live on Twitch. We'll have a good show. And do what we do. So I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited for Major 4. I'm super excited for Champs to be in the venue. We haven't been in the venue all year, so just really excited to be at Champs, be in the venue, and just kind of feel that
Our
energy.
spot is really nice.
Yeah, for sure. I see someone in the
No
chat
butt
too.
cheeks on the couch, Benja.
Yeah,
Talk
oh
to
yeah,
us
no
on
butt
bed.
cheeks. Yeah, no butt cheeks on the couch. Pull your pants up. That's also a big thing. Okay, what'd you say, Duarte?
What? Nothing. Sorry.
Okay.
Hawk two.
Fucking get us out of here.
Outro,
yeah.
Tom.
Free
Hawk
hot
two.
twos on bed.
I'm gonna hop out of here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode of The Flank. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/The Flank to check out all the audio sites that we're on. Remember, guys, we're uploading video now to Spotify. So if you guys want to check that out, go check that out. Follow at The Flank on Twitter. Gert's doing a phenomenal job running socials per usual. New merch dropping from Major 4. Guys, I already showed some of the designs on my stream here. If you were watching the streams during the week, you were able to get a sneak peek. But stay tuned for the merch, ZOOMAA.gg. That's coming out soon. And as always, man, it's an absolute pleasure, man. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, today's watch parties. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Brush your hair. Take it easy. And we'll see you guys tomorrow on another episode of The Flank, man. Later, guys.
Hawk